What do electric cars, solar panels, and power grids all have in common? They depend on rare and strategic raw materials, and we're running out.
Welcome to Jackal Digital, I'm Simon, and in today's video I will show you the whole workflow on how to make a video like you just saw, but a lot longer. So in this case it's 6 minutes and 30 seconds, and the point is that the viewer is constantly hooked in. Now I have made other videos on this channel, starting from this one. This one is done, I think, fully in Blender, except then some editing in DaVinci Resolve. Then this one was just done in DaVinci Resolve. This one was completely done in Blender apart from the text overlay, which was done in After Effects, I believe. And that's mostly because DaVinci Resolve does not have good templates when it comes to text. And then we have these two videos, and this one too was done mostly in Blender, and then the text overlays in DaVinci Resolve. But we will focus on this video. I suggest you go watch it, and I will also show you how to turn it into shorts. Now the first thing that you need, especially if you're a one-man band, is some context. And once you do have the context, you need a script. You can write your own, or you can go to ChatGPT, type in YouTube script, and choose from many of the GPTs that will help you create a good script with indication of what the visual should be and all of the spoken text. Once you have the script, I suggest you turn it into speech. Now you do have a couple of options. The free option is to use Clipchamp. Once you log in, you have the text-to-speech option. So let's try it out just quickly. So you see how it works. You use the text-to-speech option. You can then type the script in. When it comes to chunks, in one chunk you can have up to 10 minutes. Now what I like about Clipchamp is that when you type something in, you can easily just preview the sound. But this will also depend on the technical side of it and if you have any words that are not known. So let's go with my intro. So maybe this is my text. You will want to select the language. You have multiple languages to choose from, but not all of the languages have a lot of voice options. English one obviously has a lot of them, and not all of them sound the best. The one that I use, at least in that video, was this one. But there is one downside, and maybe we will be able to hear it, maybe.
Hey Jackal, I'm Simon, and in today's video we'll take a look at how to make goldfish memory type videos.
Huh. Ryan actually sounds different than I remember. Interesting. Okay, so I did not hear the issue, but what the issue is in the voice clip, you get some kind of a robotic clicking sound every now and again, and that can be a little bit distracting, but maybe not too much, depending on the device that you listen on. Now, why is also Clipchamp good? Well, you can then go to Export, simply select for ATP, this will export it automatically as an audio, and you can use the audio anywhere you like. Now, if the clicking sound bothers you, you do have other options. One of them is minimax.io, I covered it in a previous video. You will go to Products and Minimax Audio. You will simply have to log in. The downside of this platform, at least on the free account, is that it only has 5 minutes of audio per day, but otherwise it has a lot of voices, and this one, the Trusty Man, sounds awesome.
Remember, life will test you, but it will never break you if you hold on to what you know to be true.
They do have a lot of voices. I suggest you watch my previous video when I went through this. but when it comes to languages, they don't have as many options as Clipchamp. So now we have the text, we have the speech, we now need some visual elements, and for that you have multiple ways. Starting from the free one, you have Pixabay to get videos, sound effects, music, photos, illustrations if you need. The downside is they don't have as much media as some of the paid platforms. Now you do also have Pexels, which is similar to Pixabay, though in this case they only have photos and videos. Then you can have something like FreePic, which is stock for, I believe, images and also videos. So images, icons, videos, and you also have some templates and maybe even some fonts, but Google does have a lot of those. And maybe speaking of fonts, I use Fontbase. It's free, it's a font manager. You can, as you see, download or install all of the Google fonts. I do not have those installed as there are a lot of fonts. But you can simply search for a font, and if it is found, you can enable it. So maybe let's see Lobster. I know this one exists. So this one is enabled. I could enable these two if I needed them, and that would be it. Now when it comes to DaVinci Resolve, at least in the case of Fontbase, Fontbase has to be launched first before DaVinci Resolve. And now lastly, I will show you one of the paid platforms that the company I work at has an account for, and it is Envato Elements. I made that video that I showed you in the beginning with all of the stock footages found on this website. As you can see, 6.6 million stock footages is a lot, not to mention you then also have video templates, so stock video, also audio, some graphics, photos, even 3D, and fonts, basically everything that you would want. Now they do also have something with AI, mostly with images, but some platforms also offer AI voice generation, which compared to the Minimax is not the best. Now in this case I have just captured the first section of the video, which is the intro. As you can see, the audio is just one section, but this was basically speech, the sound effects, and also a subtle music. Now I do have it muted, but when it comes to the visual elements, you do have the script that you can follow loosely, I would say, because most of this was then me doing it manually and figuring out what works the best based on what was being said. So can an AI make a video like this? Probably, not to the full extent, and also you don't input any of your own creativity. Now when it comes to subtitles, this was done in DaVinci Resolve, but you do need the studio version. So once you have everything on the timeline, you can simply go to timeline, create subtitles from audio, specify the maximum characters per line. You can also select the language, again kind of limited, but if it's English this will do just fine. Oh, because it's muted you have to obviously unmute the speech, otherwise nothing will happen. As you can see, it's not the best, the speech starts at this point, so you would basically do something like this. Ctrl B, split the text up, and change any of the text that does not match with what is being said. So it does take a little bit of time, but once you have everything down, that's basically it. Now when it comes to export, I can show you this for the subtitles, just so you know. So I would go to the delivery page, set everything up. Usually I use MP4, set this to the GPU, in this case NVIDIA, so that the export is faster. And then you'll go to subtitle settings, export subtitles, and then I just bring this into a video. So you can use the subtitles for long form videos, but usually you want the subtitles for short form content. But for YouTube, maybe you just want the subtitles as text. In that case, you would want to export as a separate file and export this as an SRT. So that would be pretty much it. And obviously you have to select which subtitle track you want to export into the text file. Now when it comes to uploading to YouTube and other platforms, I imagine you know how to upload the video and import the subtitles. Now lastly, I mentioned short form content. You will want to export this separately. So it is a vertical resolution, but I cannot find it. So custom, use vertical resolution so it switches, but it doesn't show what we would actually get. So let's just make a new timeline, Control N, select vertical resolution, and simply from the timeline 1 we would copy everything, go to timeline 2, paste this in, and this is what that looks like. So it is not the best. You would have to scale this up most likely and reposition all of the elements. In this case it doesn't look the best because I just have one whole clip. If I would have all of the clips separately as I had in the original, I would be able to position this a little bit more nicely. So you can also use the X and Y position to make some subtle animations as well. So making short content like this is a little bit more tedious than just using a platform like repurpose.io. But in these cases, as you can see, they can totally split a long form content video into a bunch of shorter ones, and that's because 1, they most likely use a vertical camera, but like in the middle example, the person was most likely filming themselves in a full HD format, which is still a lot better than just watching some of these shots. Now that's basically it when it comes to the one-man band editing workflow. The only thing that you will have to add between the clips is some video transitions. I just used a bunch of free ones. Then you have titles, generators, effects, some open effects, and when it comes to the audio effects, you do have a bunch of them, and you also have the VST effects, which is a free plugin, Soundly Place It and Soundly Shape It. I do also have a video on those two plugins, and I will leave it in the description. And if you found this video helpful and would like to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel. I'm Simon, and until next time, Jackal, keep it digital.